You're listening to Scared Monkeys Radio. Once again, here's your host, Dana Pretzer.
Okay, we're back and our continuing investigation into the third year of the disappearance of Natalie Holloway on the island of Aruba. And, of course, over the years, our go-to guy in Aruba is the managing editor of Diario, Jossie Mansour. Welcome back to the program, Jossie.
Thank you.
It's been 3 years. You and I have interviewed many times on this program. Did you ever think that 3 years later we'd still be talking about this case?
Well, that we're talking about it is a surprise to me because it should have been solved from the beginning. The thing is that it was so badly mishandled that we're 3 years into the investigations and still we don't have anything positive has come out of it.
It seems like the information that comes out, we seem to see it, we get excited about it, and then all of a sudden it disappears. And that goes right down to the confession on the DeVries program, to the arrests and rearrests. But there's been some information recently that your paper has reported on, and there was a single shoe found, and many of my listeners have emailed me asking me to ask you to clarify the story about the shoe that was found and any possible connection to this case.
Well, that shoe was found by someone else, and they called in, and one of our reporters, a star reporter of ours, went there. He took a photo of the shoe. The shoe is very similar to the shoes that Yoran normally wears. He called in to the police. The police went the next day, picked up the shoe, and they still have it. So what they're doing with it, we don't know. We plan to call them again very soon. We're just giving them the sufficient time to investigate whatever they're going to investigate with regards to the shoe. But it does seem very similar to the shoes that Yoran normally wears.
Do you have any idea as far as the size of the shoe, Jossie?
No, we don't. We asked the police to tell us, and we're still waiting for an answer.
Now, your reporter, did he have any opinion as far as the shoe? Were there any stains or anything on the shoe that may have been, unusual?
No, I haven't spoken to him about that, but I would imagine that after 3 years of the weather, sun, rain, everything, whatever was on that shoe could have been washed away a long time ago. The similarity would match if the sizes match, and if someone recognizes the shoe as belonging to Yoran, because he himself will never recognize it.
Oh, absolutely. Now, where, just to clarify for my audience, Jossie, was the shoe found?
It was found, very near the lighthouse. It was found to the west of the lighthouse towards the ocean. It was found hidden or stuck within some crevices and the rocks that we have there. It's a rocky terrain.
Has that area been searched previously for Natalie? Are there caves or any sort of crevices that maybe were just never looked at before? I know the island was gone over from stem to stern many times, but this does seem interesting when the shoe is found.
Well, as far as we know, and we follow this case from the beginning, the searches always took place to the north of the lighthouse and to the east of it. Mm-hmm. To the west of it, very little. And this shoe was found to the west of it, in the direction of the hotels, or to have a better orientation towards the ocean, to the west coast.
One of my previous guests mentioned that I've seen some stories on this. In fact, a response from the Aruban prosecutor's office about another pond that's been drained, and as far as the search of it, do you know anything about that, and if there's any connection to this case?
No, I don't. I've heard some rumors that some kind of a pond, a small pond, was searched, that was drained. For whatever reason, I don't know, because in the last few weeks or months, we have had some other people missing, at least one that we know of.
Right.
And maybe they were looking for him, and they're still looking for him somewhere. Maybe that's the reason why they drained that pond.
Yeah,
I don't think it has any relation to the Natalie Holloway case.
There's been a report in your paper about the Officer Maduro case. Maybe you could shed some light on that as far as the question of the credibility of this officer.
But you know, we have absolutely no faith, no trust in this officer. I mean, in the beginning I had a lot of confidence in Mr. Moss. He is the major prosecutor in this case and in many other cases. But from what's come forward after that, I mean, we've lost all faith in him, and that he's not partial anymore, that he's more or less politically influenced, that he will not prosecute anything that has anything to do with the people in government. He will only go towards the people in the opposition. And that creates a bad feeling amongst us here.
Moss has come under many different criticisms regarding this case, most recently with some of his press reports talking about the Vandersloot case, and then, you know, doing a 360-degree turn and coming out with something else, and now basically not saying anything about it. There is a confidence issue, obviously, in the police and in the prosecutor's office. Has there been anything from either side as far as the Holloway investigation?
No, we're not hearing anything from them. I mean, they always pretend. I mean, that's what they say to the public, that they're still investigating the case. But we don't have any positive results from that. We don't have any positive communications from them. They're not saying anything or revealing anything that they're doing. And if you ask me personally, my opinion is they're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's true, because it's been very quiet. Jossie Mansour is here. He's the managing editor of Diario. Jossie, there's been some press reports, and I'm not sure if you can comment or want to comment on them. And again, we've seen this pretty much since day one of this case, about phone records and Beth Holloway, and that she was on her way to Aruba before Natalie was even reported missing, and things like that. Are you hearing any more of this, or is it just the same old, same old?
No, I think that all that has disappeared ever since that tape came forward. You know, the tape from Holland that has the confession of Joran as to how the girl died in his arms and how he called a friend to help him dispose of the body, etc., etc. Ever since that day, there's been a change in that attitude. So they're not talking anymore. There's no negative sounds or noises coming from anyone or anywhere with regards to Beth or the rest of the Holloway family.
The Aruban people have gone through quite a production when it comes to public relations and the island of Aruba, and you and I have discussed this many times, Jossie, as far as the people. They're good people. Obviously, this case wasn't handled right, and we have credibility questions as far as the police and the government. But if you were to talk to an everyday Aruban today and ask them about Natalie Holloway 3 years later, what do you think their comment would be?
I think the comment would be that some of them still claim that the girl may be alive somewhere. Most of them know what happened to her, only they don't have any proofs like we don't. So I think that their attitude towards it has changed quite a bit ever since they saw the confession of Joran. They don't hold the family responsible anymore for anything except the boycott that they're always mentioning. And if you put that aside, I think that the feelings have changed 100% towards sympathy towards the family.
Yeah, absolutely. Jossie Mansour from Diario, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, you know, here we are 3 years later, and we have about 3 minutes left in the program. Time for one call, 1-306-842-7884. Certainly a different perspective from each one of my guests this evening. The confidence of Artwood that there will be closure to the thoroughness of Clint Van Zandt to say, well, you know, how much more do you have to do to get an answer? And it seems like answers will never come to Jossie Mansour, who has been, you know, the rock as far as reporting the information, and now even Hans Moss has become questioned as far as his credibility goes. You know, you heard Jossie say he's interested in prosecuting some cases, but not others. Now, I'm not sure about that. I don't know enough about those cases, but one thing is for sure, is that the Natalie Holloway investigation, now 3 years plus, they may say is open, but is kind of just floating around there. Do we all hope that there will be breaking news on Scared Monkey someday, that Natalie is found and this case is going to court? Absolutely. We can't argue with that at all.